I've had so many people join my page recently, and most of these questions are very repetitive. Um, Many people want to know the step-by-step process on how to move to Ireland as a nurse. Some people are asking how long the whole process it will take. So I have decided to go back to making the entire video from scratch. And before I go into telling you what you need to do step by step, which I'm sure you're still going to learn from this video, I want to share my own um timeline, how long it took me. I have my laptop here with me, and I'm going to be looking into it and then telling you what I did when I did it, and you can see how long the whole process took. So the whole journey started in January. So on the 7th of January 2023, I booked my IELTS exams and I took it. Second was my speaking. Second February was my speaking, and then February 4th was my writing, reading, and listening. And on the 18th of that same February, the result was released, and I had 8 in listening, 7 in speaking, and 6.5 in reading and writing. So I applied for EOR, that's inquiry on results, on that same 18th, and on March 9 the result was released, and my writing changed from 6.5 to 7, which was now okay for me to use for the NMBI journey. So, and on the 10th, during this period between that March and April, I sent an email to NMBI because I had applied for my um transcript and my document from my school to be sent to them. So my school sent the document. I needed to confirm if they have received it, even though I had tracked on the app and saw that they have received it. So I sent an email to them. It took them about a week or thereabout, or like 2 weeks, for them to reply me and said that they have gotten it. So I got this reply on the 10th of May that they have gotten my document from the school. And before this time, I had also applied for my verification, and that have also been received. So on the 28th of May, I paid for my recognition. That's the €350. I paid for my recognition of qualification to NMBI, and that same May 30th, that's 2 days later, I got an email from them that my application status is education assessment required. So this means that they have gone through my passport, they've gone through my other credentials, and they see that I am okay to move forward. So education assessment required means that they are now about to move your application to the education department, which will go through your transcript and your curriculum to see that the training you had is equivalent or somewhat equivalent to what they have here, to what a student nurse in Ireland will also be learning while in school. And that happened between that May 30th to June. I think about 3 days later, I got an email. I didn't find that email again, that my status is now education assessment complete. And on June 8th, I got my decision later. Then job search began. I had already started applying for jobs from when I submitted my application, or from when I saw that my application was education assessment required. I started applying for jobs. No, I won't say I got a little bit of fair share of unfortunate messages, but with the hospital that employed me is where I want to focus on. So I sent the application on the 15th of June, that same June, after I got my decision letter on the 8th. So I sent the application to them on the 15th. And on that same 15th, I got, when you apply, you get like an automated reply saying that they have received your application and a member of their team will reach out to you. So on June 23, I got an email for an interview invite. And I did my interview on July 3rd, that same 2023. And on the 12th, that's about a week plus later, I got my contract. So that same day, the HR sent me an email telling me that they are going to forward my application to the immigration agent they work with. So basically, it was a direct application to the hospital. I was working with the human resource department, but they have like a an agent that helps them with the immigration because they can't go about learning how immigration works with every country. So they sent my document to them, and that same 12. So that same 12, the lady got back to me that asking me when I will be ready. You know, they will kind of give you timeline of when how if you apply for your AWAs, which is the atypical working scheme, this is how long it's going to take. This is how long it's going to take you for you to apply for your visa, and this is how long it will take for you to get your visa. So she told me that period of 4 months is what is required between when I'm about to start and when I should arrive in the country. I said yes, that I am ready. So she sent me some documents. So within this period, I'm also using it for to get my vaccinations, to get my um do my online trainings, because with the job contract comes your links for your online trainings, your link for your medicals, an email for your vaccination, an email for the occupational health nurse. So all these people are getting back to you back to back. You're always on your emailing and receiving directions forward. So with the immigration lady on July 21st, remember they got back to her on July 12th. So on July 21st, after a back and forth with AWS, has a different video because that particular stage is a stage that is very frustrating because of their criteria of what they are looking for when they want you to scan your documents for that um document to be applied for. So I was able to get what they wanted, and she applied for mine on July 28th, July 21st. So she applied for my AWAs on July 21st, and on July 28th, that's like 7 days later, the AWAs was approved. So during my time, we were lucky. And after me, the people after me are even more lucky because AWAs these days, literally 3 days, 4 days, you're getting it. Some people applied that day, the next day they got it because they have been able to clear the backlog that people were staying for 6 months, 1 year before they get. It was really terrible at the before now, but now is very convenient. So on the 28th, 7 days later, I got my AWAs, and she with the AWAs come with a link for you to apply for your entry visa because Nigeria needs an entry visa to enter into Ireland. So if you are from a country that does not need a visa to come into Ireland, after your AWAs, the next thing will be for them to book for your flight or tell you to book for your flight. But with my hospital, the lady booked my flight for me. So I went for I on that same 28th, I applied for my entry visa. So you go online and apply from Irish immigration website, applied for the visa. After applying, you now go to um VFS Global. You now go to VFS Global and book for your biometrics. So I rebooked for my biometrics to go for September 6th for my capturing, because remember this period I was still working, so I needed like to plan the things that it does not conflict with my roster. Okay, so I went from my biometrics on September 6th in Abuja. So did all the thumb printing, submit my physical documents for my visa, and on October um 4th, I think that's the day my visa was approved, because that is the day I saw on my the sticker in my passport that my visa was approved, because I sent them an email to ask them what is happening, why it's up to 3 weeks now I've not seen anything. So they replied me on the 5th of October and said that my application has already been decided on. So it took a little while because they said at that period VFS was having issues with their delivery agencies, with UPS. So they had to change from UPS to DHL. So that come with delay and all of that. I had to now get my passport like 2 weeks later because my visa was approved on the 4th and I only got to get my passport on the 13th. So when I got my passport on the 13th with my sticker, I scanned everything, sent to my HR, sent to the immigration lady, who then go ahead to book my flight. So she booked my flight to, she asked me which airport, where do I live, which airport do I want to move from. So she checked and I told her, okay, Port Harcourt is my first choice. Otherwise, she can book for Abuja. So she now checked and then found two options in Port Harcourt with Qatar Airways and then one with Lufthansa. I told her I prefer Qatar Airways because the baggage allowance was higher. With Qatar Airways, you have 23 kg too, and then one cabin luggage of 7 kg. Whereas with Lufthansa, it was just 123 and one cabin luggage of 8 kg. Okay, so I left Nigeria on November 29th and arrived here December 1st, 2023. And started my adaptation on Monday, December 4th, 2023. So with my adaptation, and it was December, and in my unit, we had with my unit there was a 1 week off where the clinic was closed. Everybody was on off that period. So with that added additional 1 week to my adaptation, and then with being that we didn't have much patience for me to learn most of the things, and another 1 week was extended, so I ended up doing 8 weeks. And on February 2nd, so the whole thing was like, it started with February 2nd because February 2nd was when I wrote my IELTS, and February 2nd was when I was signed off. So you could see that it was exactly 1 year with the whole thing. So after that, you now apply for registration with NMBI, and on the 20th of February 2024, I became a registered nurse here in Ireland. So if you are wondering how long it's going to take you to finish the entire process, this is what you can have as a clue. Now, mind you, there are other things that add or subtract this period. For example, I got my IELTS results completely I got my complete IELTS results in on March 9th, right? And a whole of April passed, the whole of May passed before I now apply for my recognition. You understand? So if I had had the funds to just go, like that, it would have been shorter than that, or otherwise it would have also been longer than that, because maybe you apply for visa and it takes time. You apply for, or the hospital is not ready to pick you immediately. I've had colleagues that have their contract and they stay more than 6 months before the agency will now reach out to them and say, okay, they're ready to start their process. So it's actually a case by case scenario, but in all of this, if everything goes well, 9 months is enough for you to arrive. 1 year is enough, but it all depends on how your process go. So in total, it took me exactly 1 year to be here, and that's my timeline. I hope it motivates you to look forward to the upcoming videos that will be coming in the future.